skipping the formalities, Paul, what's your wallet made of?
Leather?
You know,
Probably.
you would think that if you were designing a product that was going to go into leather, because that is, and I'm going to I'm going to make up a stat here.
So I didn't read the story, but are you telling me that the Apple cleaning instructions for their card are for normal, it's in a leather wallet type usage?
They
Oh,
they
man.
issued a warning that if you put your Apple Card in a leather wallet, which again I'm going to make an assumption here that more than 95% of humans that have a wallet are probably made of leather.
Oh, that's that is spectacular.
Um,
Oh God.
so they said that it could stain or
Sure.
mark
Stain
out
with
your
leather. You don't want to get your cow skin all over the pristine Apple Platinum product or whatever it's made out of. What it is?
Yes.
What is it made out of? Unicorn.
titanium.
You know. Oh, it is titanium. Okay.
Yep.
What did I say? Platinum. It's titanium.
I don't know. I'm holding out for the depleted uranium version of the Apple Card, and then I'll sign up.
I must have made a joke when I first heard this about how they must have shaved down all the returned PowerBook G4s that were made out of titanium to construct the cards because they really like to recycle.
Well, yeah, that's where the Surface Pens came from. They were just old minis that they had to melt down after they canceled that product. It was well down the pipeline of delivery.
Sure.
So yeah, so if you have a titanium Apple Card and you have a leather wallet, buyer beware. It might not make it look so pretty.
The people who get an Apple Card use terms like "my daily carry." Those kind of jerk offs. The people like at least millennium kind of mirror starers that it's just so fascinating to themselves. Yeah.
Your starers. I just got to let that one just
Yep.
rattle around for a minute.
Sure. They're going to construct a little,
Yeah.
Plastic thing that they can carry it in.
I'm just hoping that Apple comes out with a suede wallet liner.
Oh, yeah. Just like those cases they make for iPads and stuff. The sleeves. It'll be a sleeve. The Apple Card sleeve. $59.95. Yeah.
Or 6 payments of $10 each.
Oh, and 2x credit if you buy it with your Apple Card.
Actually, that's incorrect. That's 3. It's 3%.
3%.
3%, Paul. At least, if you're going to get your trash and right of Apple, at least get your credit card percentage back.
Yeah. Sorry.
Which I got curious, and this is like way off topic, but I pulled up my American Express and I was kind of looking at all the stuff that it's the same thing. It's like, I guess the biggest difference is I can't go into the wallet app and look at my credit card, but I can open the American Express app and it'll tell me everything that I spent and where I spent it and cash back. And
let me tell you something. Apple is advertising this card as the first credit card not designed by a bank, but it was designed with a bank.
Wait, did they really pitch it as that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
just saw that yesterday. If you get like a JetBlue credit card or a American Airlines credit card, those companies could make the same claim, right?
Yeah.
But they're not pukey like Apple. Like everything Apple does has to be like this sort of super special something. I don't know. But it's just, don't people get tired of this nonsense? Doesn't it just weigh on people? I get outraged about the Windows 10 stuff, right? Like if I was in the Apple world, if I was this far up Apple's butt as I am up Microsoft's, apparently, this would bother me. It bothers me from the outside a little bit, but it's nice because I can safely ignore it. But like, doesn't it just kind of weigh on your soul a little bit? The compromises you're making. No, I don't know. It would bug me. It would bug me.
The thing that kills me about this whole process, and we're not going to get on an ethical moral high horse here, but we're going to get pretty damn close.
Why not? What was it? Thursday. Thursday it used to be ethical high horse day, didn't it?
I think, yeah.
I mean, we used to have themes. I miss those days.
We'll keep it as Thursday as the ethical high horse day. So Apple tries to position itself like a notch above, right? Recycled materials. They do a lot of giveaways back to the community and all that stuff. I don't know if you could say the same about Goldman Sachs.
Right. What's the first thing you think of when you think of Goldman Sachs?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh my God. They literally have something called the Star Chamber.
Yeah.
Right. And that it's like one of those college fraternity things where they whack each other on the ass before they can get in. Like,
while looking in a mirror.
while looking at themselves in a mirror. Um, it's like that over there.
Yeah.
You know it is.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep. Anyway, so that's the Apple Card. The other things that Apple probably didn't want published is Bloomberg did their usual. Here's everything that's coming.
yeah.
Not a. I mean, it's going to be called the iPhone Pro, which would have made a lot of sense. I don't know, 2 years ago when they introduced the iPhone X.
When you say it's going to be called, do you mean they're not going to use the 11, or are they going to have a Pro version?
So I thought it was just going to be the iPhone Pro. I
Interesting.
misread, but there's going to be an
Isn't-
iPhone
Don't
Pro.
we have a rich history of understanding that one-off product names are a mistake?
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't we?
Yeah. And then there's new iPads, which is convenient since I just bought one.
Yeah. But what's the? I mean, who cares? Slightly smaller bezels. Is that the plan?
I don't even know. As long as it's not cheaper than I think $279 is what we paid for my
I
daughter's
think
iPad.
right. The thing you got was great. It's going to last a long time. Honestly,
It's not even for me; it's for my kid. And it's
Right,
in
that-
a case that is the size of the Hoover
Yeah.
Dam.
yeah. And that case is designed to accommodate the bezels that are on the
Mhm.
device and everything. I think that's appropriate for her. It's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
For
worry
a
about that.
6-year-old too. She doesn't
Yeah.
even know what a bezel is.
Well, of course not. She can't see it. It's behind like 8 inches of plastic.
Yeah, and this is
Or
coming
rubber or
from.
whatever it is.
We had to fill out and this is going to be great when her career is just nothing. She had to pick what she wanted to do when she grew up, and she picked unicorn catcher.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Very
awesome.
appropriate.
My daughter, when she was younger, wanted to be a veterinarian,
Mhm.
but only for kittens and puppies that were not sick. Right?
Caveat. Say,
Because she just wants to see the cuteness, but not the problems.
oh yeah, I mean, don't we all? Right? It's,
I assume her tastes have evolved since then. This was a long time ago, but
maybe. I mean, have you followed up on that dream yet, Paul? Maybe you're.
right. I mean, we have since gotten a dog that is a serial killer. So, I mean, obviously, there would be no dogs in my neighborhood if I just let that animal off the leash. She would eliminate every single animal. That's her life's dream is to one day no one will be looking, and she can just run around the neighborhood and kill everything. I'm not kidding. The dog is a murderer.
I don't blame her. I mean, I kind of dream about that too. Just my neighborhood would be great if it was just me, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of situations like this,
Yeah. So the other things on the agenda, iPhone Pro detailed. It says triple back cameras, wide angle photography, video, onboard AirPod charging. The one interesting thing, maybe,
Oh, so reverse wireless charging.
is a multi-angle Face ID that supposedly can work flat when it's on a table
Yep.
and still be able to authenticate you. That would actually be quite handy. And then new colors, updated chips,
What are the colors?
matte black maybe. I'm sure there's a pink coming for you.
Maybe a purple this year would be nice,
Ooh, well, that's your Samsung phone that you sent
That's
back.
the 2019 color. They should do Lumia colors. Remember these that
yeah.
that year they had like the green and the orange. Those would be nice.
Bring back cyan.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe new AirPods potentially
Okay.
with better sound isolation. So we might potentially seeing the Mac Pro, 16-inch MacBook Pro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, that's
Speaking-
a solid event for the fall.
Reminded me of two things. I wore the Galaxy Buds to the gym today for the first time, and they were great. Not one time did they make that little sound I complained
Oh,
about
that's
earlier
good.
on the walk. Yeah. So I was really nervous about that. I was like,
Sure.
how many Samsung products can Paul return? All of them. So that was good. And I'll continue using those. That worked out well. The other thing is that came up today was Google finally is getting a little less cute with their naming stuff, right? So
Yes,
instead of doing
I'm-
like candy stuff, baloney, they're
I'm
just
in
going to use
favor of
numbers.
this.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to me that the Apple thing leaked and they're not going with a version number
Mhm.
on the iPhone. It's a little weird. I'll have to go read this now. I didn't look at the Bloomberg report yet, but I sort of assumed they would go 11 and just keep it moving.
Yeah, and so, sort of what Paul's talking about, they're going to call it Android 10.
Not Android. What was it before? Q. What is Q stand for?
Q,
Q something. I don't know.
getting queasy. I don't know.
Yeah, Andrew Queasy 10 or whatever.
I just hope that the next Android update is called Android 10 Creators Update, and then we can just go full circle.
That would be amazing.
It would be
Google
great.
jumps the shark.
Yeah, and then I didn't even read what this was, but apparently Google is going to try to protect your privacy while still selling ads. Nothing
Yeah.
like a good oxymoron on a
It's a win-win. It's not a paradox. It's
or paradox,
serving
yeah.
all customers.
Hmm.
You know. Yeah. Google. That's why the new Edge is so important, folks. Just
Yeah.
saying. Just saying.
No, it really is. This feels like a little smoke and mirror.
It's like the ad blocker that isn't an ad blocker. You know.
Well, one
That
of the
was-
things I learned recently is, so we have the YouTube app on our Apple TV.
Yep.
And I never logged into it, and yet the recommendations are oddly specific for what I would watch on YouTube. And I was trying to figure out how to do this. And what they do is they just catalog your IP address, so you don't even need to log in.
That's what I was suspecting. Yeah, they actually know who you are
Yeah.
because of that. Of course, right? Of course.
Yeah, giving me better recommendations because like, that's exactly what I want. I've been tempted, but I think it would be counterproductive, not counterproductive, but it would probably inhibit some of the stuff we do of just putting
Well,
a VPN on
I was going to say,
everything.
now that you have a much faster internet connection, you wouldn't even notice that. You should think about doing that, like a router level VPN that just kind of seamlessly happens for you.
The thing that I'm worried about is stuff obviously like this
Right, yeah.
being impact. That's the nature of
Yeah.
the beast.
It's,
is
I
that,
don't know, it's worth experimenting with.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. Yeah, you need like network level incognito, basically.
yeah at the router level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would be, but even that wouldn't fix the IP stuff. Potentially could, or the VPN, because then it would
Right.
mask that.
Right. Actually mask where you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
think a
you'd want
router
it to
level
like
would, yeah.
change IPs every day or something. Today I'm in Toledo. Tomorrow, Sacramento.
Yeah, I wonder. See if the ISP would offer it. That would just solve a lot of.
Right. The ISP. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Those guys.
I mean, shit.
No, you're
could-
right. I mean,
should
you're
call
right.
them
And
up,
the
be like,
reason I
"Look,
laughed is you're right, and they will never do that. But you're right.
Yeah, I bet if I called them up, be like, hey, I give you $10 a month for a VPN right off your pipeline.
Yeah, this is exactly like, so I think I've described this, but this is the same problem. This is the logical person fixes a problem that will never be solved in real life, right?
Yep.
So where I live now, for some reason, Pennsylvania is apparently sits on these like limestone deposits, the whole state. And so the water has a real minerally kind of thing going on. So I don't remember if it's soft or hard water. I can't remember. It's
I think it's
the
hard
type of thing
water.
where you take a shower and it kind of, it's kind of on you and you can't really you wash it off. It's weird. But you can taste it in the water. And so what everyone does is they have a $1,500 machine inside the house where the water comes in that makes the water go through salt. And that gets rid of that mineral taste. So it just tastes normal. So of course we had to replace this stupid thing. It was, $1,500. And then you have to manually shovel salt into it all the time because it depletes over time, right? So it's like, why wouldn't this happen at the plant? This should be something the state does, or whoever supplies the water. Whatever the name of the PPL or whatever it is. No, that's electricity. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's exactly like what you're saying. This is the argument for cloud computing. You do it once for everybody, right? When something has to be fixed or updated, you do it once up in the cloud. In the case of cloud computing, not on every single client. That's the point.
The thing is,
It's
Microsoft
too
could do
logical.
this
It will
too.
never happen. What's that?
Microsoft could build this. I mean, they have this actually. They have it on the corporate side.
Microsoft could build this. Yeah, well, but
I
where
mean,
would
they
it
could
be
build a
implemented?
VPN service through Azure if they wanted.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they probably do, Brad. There's 17,000 Azure services.
They absolutely, they absolutely.
you might want to look it up. I don't know.
So
But yeah, you're right. Yep.
it'd be great
Oh,
if
well.
there was like a $5 a month option. Here you go, Microsoft. Let me. I mean, there's tons of VPN solutions out there, but again, you're at the mercy of trusting that VPN provider because, in theory, they could do the exact same thing that all these companies are already doing.
No, it should it should happen at the ISP level for sure. For sure.
So, yeah.
The internet should be served over a VPN. That should be how it works. You could have one VPN for the entire internet. It would be in like Champaign, Illinois, at the NCSA. Isn't that where that is? No,
Everyone's
I
just
don't know.
drinking Miller High Life, the
I
champagne
don't
of
know how
beers.
the internet works. Yes, some farmer is taking care of this little box out in the field.
Just every day he puts a little
Yeah,
water
just
on it, make
flicks
sure
it. Yeah, just flicks it to make sure it's working.
yeah. So, anyways, that's what's going on in the world of Apple, Google, and things that Microsoft could be doing, I guess.
Just right. Oh boy.
I got a lot of questions about digging a moat in my house. Like,
Yeah.
surprising. People were very interested that you can just do this. And it's,
We don't get water in our basement. We get sewage. It's a different problem. It's not solved the same way.
yeah. So we don't, knock on wood, we don't have that problem, but let me put it this way. If there's sewage in my basement,
Yeah.
more than likely the whole neighborhood is filled with sewage because I am pretty dang close to the top of the hill.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
like-
No, I am too. Actually, that's what makes well. Yeah. So when the river around here, the river here floods all the time. You've
Yeah.
seen the pictures, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But everyone's always like, "Oh my God, I hope you're okay." It's like, no, we are way uphill from that. If
Yeah.
the water ever gets to us, there are houses two-story houses that would be completely underwater. Like
Mhm.
if that ever happens, the world has collapsed.
Yeah. So anyways, we are, I don't know. We'll see if we do it.
Yeah.
See if we don't. You'll know because this whole podcast will be interrupted and it'll be a total cluster on this end.
Yeah. It's nice to shake it up a little, you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at doing that. Pretty good at doing that. All right, folks. Well, that wraps it up for today. We should, tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah. So tomorrow should be 1 p.m. Eastern time at your local YouTube dealer where you can find the live stream or on thurrott.com. Catch all of you right back here next time.